All right. I'm super excited here. Right here, Doug Emhoff. All right, Doug Emhoff. Harris Walls. All right. And then USA. These are what Charles and others brought back from the DNC to me. And I'm in our office. All right. In our office, there's this dude over here. All right. There's Charles. This is our office, and that's First Avenue, right? First Avenue right out there.
That's right. Hold on a second. I've been wanting to do this I think everyone else is wanting me to do this too. Here we go. All the videos you've been shooting on your laptop. Wow. Look at that.
It's true. Every time I open this up and Lisa's around, Lisa's like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm just mortified,
Yeah. She's like, you're running a business on this thing?
So we want to give you a quick little tour. And then today it is September 5th, and we want to talk about Republicans for Harris. That's what we're going to talk about today. But just do a little bit of here's the big wall back here with all the Harris wall signs. All right. This over here, stuff on the ground. These are voter registration packets that are being put together in boxes by Jessica Louis. This is our big office. This is part of it. And then this is First Avenue right back here. If you go outside here. Yeah, you're gonna lose Wi-Fi, so I can't go out there. But there's a nice little design logo here. There's on the doors. You can look in and see stuff about us. So I come into the office about once a month, maybe. And most of the work that I do is out and about. And Charles and others are here all the time, though. You're here all the time. And so this is in the ground floor of a WeWork building at the corner of Spring and First. And they gave us this space. And there's two parts to this. There's a wall here and then some over here. But it's we just had big community events here, right?
You had a fieldwork gathering, yeah. And we're gonna have another one. We're gonna have a voter reg launch event. We're gonna have a voter reg launch event in a little bit, and then we're gonna have a bunch of send-offs and all kinds of things before we travel.
So we're just getting ready for the big push that's coming right now. And did you see that Liz Cheney endorsed Harris yesterday?
From North Carolina.
Yeah, she was at Duke University. Yeah.
Which is one of the states that Trump is assuming that he's gonna win. Which is why he's not spending a bunch of ad dollars. You talked about ad dollars yesterday?
Yesterday I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going short on ad dollars for North Carolina because he thinks it's in the bag. And then she goes to North Carolina and she says, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna endorse Kamala right here in this state that you think that you're gonna win. Also with a terrible governor candidate on their side.
Oh my gosh.
The worst. He's probably the worst. So yeah, Republicans are coming over.
And that's going to help the Dems, how bad that governor candidate, Mark Robinson is his name for the Republicans.
Right.
Horrible.
Yeah, so that's going to help us in North Carolina. There are also a bunch of notable speakers at the DNC on their side. And that it wasn't just Republicans, it was staffers, former staffers of Trump.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see a bunch of people come out from their side to back Harris.
Yeah, you remember yesterday on the podcast, we talked about data points and how we look for consistency across data points. And then when we begin to see a pattern across data points, we begin to put some stock in it. It begins to gain credibility.
This is why an individual poll is not something to worry about, but a bunch of polls that say the same thing, and then a change in what they say, which we saw from Biden to Harris, tells us a story.
Yeah, the polls pretty consistently right now suggest that Harris is winning in the battleground states narrowly. Okay, narrowly. Right. And that's a consistent pattern. So if you see one poll, like yesterday, there's a poll that showed her losing Arizona by 5, you're like, hey, it's one data point. We're not going to get too caught up in it.
Yeah.
The data point today to talk about is Republicans endorsing Harris. All right.
Right.
And we're going to talk about and name a couple different folks. So Liz Cheney yesterday said that not only has she concluded that she's not voting for Donald Trump, but she has decided that the best thing she could do for our democracy is to vote for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Because she could vote for somebody else.
Which is 2 actions. That's 2 actions. She could have just not voted for Trump.
Right.
Which a lot of Republicans did last cycle, was they decided to not vote for Trump. Never Trumpers have been doing that for a few years now. But to then say, I'm gonna vote for Kamala Harris, that's a big deal. That's huge.
Yeah.
And so there's a few other ones.
Yeah. There's a guy, we want to show you a clip of a guy, Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh is he was an Illinois congressman and then lost he's a Republican and then lost his primary to the Tea Party because he just wasn't conservative enough for the Tea Party. One of our staff members coming in here at our office. Oh, it's Vince. She's on the phone, so it's like, not talking to us. Which is a very common way that we enter rooms. We're on the phone. We're like, hey, bye, but we don't really talk. We're just on the phone.
Hey, I'm doing a podcast right now.
Exactly. But Joe Walsh loses the Republican primary, I think in 2012 or 2014.
Wait, Joe Walsh before that, he was he on a show? Was he like a radio show or America's Most Wanted?
Oh, he was. He was like the host for America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And so we see him in Iowa in 2020 when we go there during the primaries.
Right before COVID.
Yeah, right before COVID. And Joe Walsh is running in the Republican ticket against Trump. He was the only person that was. Yeah. We met him in a coffee shop, all right, and talked to him. And he was clearly more conservative than we were, but he was like a reasonable human being.
He was. It was the first time I talked to somebody who changed my perspective, not completely, but just shifted a little bit about guns. He talked about being in rural America where your closest neighbor is like a mile away. And the cops can't get to you with any reasonable amount of time. And so if someone were to break in your house, how do you defend your family? And that was the first time I was like, oh my gosh, what would I do?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's an old school Republican that just has conservative views, but still believes that we all, can talk to each other maybe and disagree on some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are endangered species.
And he's been very critical. He's a never Trumper, but he's also a yes on Kamala person. Okay. And he was yes for Biden as well. But here's a video that he just ran today, a couple hours ago. He's in Pennsylvania. Yeah, he's in Pennsylvania.
Where Kamala is until the debate.
Yep, she's there till the debate. Let's see here. Because the debate is next Tuesday, and she's there campaigning, and then is going to be just hunkering down, preparing as she has been for the debate. This is Harris with a little message to Republicans today, but also just to America. Oh, I forgot to turn the sound on.
Walsh.
Oh, who did I say?
Harris.
Oh, sorry.
Clearly not Harris.
This is Walsh. Got to make sure I get the sound. Okay.
Hey, heading to Pennsylvania today. Going to meet with some Republicans. Encourage them to come on out and vote. Help give them the courage to vote for Kamala Harris. 62 days to go. We all got to do our thing. Talk to who we can talk to convince them to put their country first. I'm going to spend the next 62 days talking to Republicans, listening to Republicans in the battleground states, encouraging them to put their country first and vote for Kamala Harris. Pennsylvania today. Here we go. Onward, everybody. Do your part. Hey, heading to Pennsylvania today.
How he lost basically everything professionally.
Yeah.
When he came out against Trump. Okay.
He's ostracized. Yeah.
Yeah. Just completely ostracized, lost his, I mean, your tribe, essentially. You lose your tribe with that kind of decision.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that he's gained a new one and he's become a leader in this, whatever the new version of the Republican Party is going to be. I mean, Liz Cheney's out there on an island too, but I think there's a lot of people out there and increasingly more. So, I mean, we could talk about this again, but I think it's really interesting to think about what the Republican Party is going to become. So they are, right now, they're in massive decline following Donald Trump off of this cliff, but they're not going to disappear.
Yep.
This is not going to be a one-party country. So they're going to come back in some way. And people like Joe Walsh, gosh, what were we just talking about?
Liz Cheney.
Liz Cheney. Sorry, I was thinking McCain because that's another.
His McCain's son.
Jimmy
McCain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also
Yep.
backed Harris. they're gonna form this new party, in addition to people who are right now Democrats. You know, there's like the future of the Republican Party actually involves some current Democrats. And yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
It's true. So if you look at strategically, the kind of presidential campaign and these down ballot Senate races, if the Democrats get 1 to 2 to 3% of voters who voted for Trump in 2020, to either not vote for Trump or to come over to Harris, like that's the difference. That makes more than the difference in a Wisconsin, in a Michigan, in a Pennsylvania, in Arizona, a Georgia, a North Carolina. All right. Trump won North Carolina by 1.6%.
Right.
All right. So that's the difference. Can you imagine seeing people go from the Dems over to Trump? Not as easily in my mind.
No.
Okay. Maybe there's some people that are uncomfortable with Harris as a woman, as a woman of color, but would they go over to Trump? I just don't see that. Okay.
No, I think there's less people that are willing to do that now. There's more people that are going to either not vote or vote for Harris. He's not going to pull in. What he will pull in are people who are not used to voting. And that's what he's going for. He's going for, what are they calling it now? The broverse, the manoverse, you know, hearing all these terms for young men who don't normally vote. And they cross the political spectrum in terms of the families they're from. They cross the racial spectrum. It is a holdover from young men who have been isolated because of technology and the internet and gaming, and then exacerbated by COVID, this generation of young men who are now voting age, but don't feel attached to society as much, and also are more pliable by social media.
Yeah.
And have been the target of outside mis and disinformation, Russian specifically, but some Iranian in there, and Chinese, and North Korea. But it's been effective. It's been effective in changing their minds, and that's who Trump is doing all his interviews with.
He is like that money that now we know that there's some funding of Russian money that's funding.
That's right. The
And
DOJ yesterday. Yeah.
It's funding these male influencers.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So that's what his bet is. His bet is that he can get people who, not that he can convince Dems to vote for him, but that he can get people who don't normally vote to vote for him.
Yeah.
In the swing states, not all over the country, just in these key states. Because I think that's a common thing that people think, like, there's no way that the majority of people in this country believe in him, and he doesn't need to win the popular vote to be elected. He just needs to win in these key states.
Yeah.
And he thinks he can do it based on this demographic. And then others, like, you know, evangelicals, or another rising demographic, or Latino evangelicals, new conservative voters. So I mean, he's got a strategy.
Here's some Republicans for Harris in the state of Arizona. This is a pretty active group. They've been getting some national attention because at the convention we saw.
What are you doing here? Share.
The share moves from it's.
I know they changed Zoom. That's okay. We'll get better at it.
When the guy who's the mayor of Mesa, Arizona, spoke at the convention, you might remember. Maybe you were out partying at that time. I'm not sure. Okay,
that's good.
Okay, but this is the Arizona Republicans for website.
I was stuck in line.
But Terry was taking
Terry was having champagne with Hakeem Jeffries.
This is going to be a sore spot for years. Okay.
No, I'm proud of her.
Okay.
When we saw her, we're like, yeah, we're in there. We are in there. We're there. All right.
These are Arizona Republicans.
Okay.
And you can see, like, it's got enough of a web page. These are some of their markers. This is their
billboards.
And their billboards, right? These are billboards all over the state. Arizona Republicans for Harris. Arizona Independents for Harris.
Oh, smart. There we go.
I love those billboards. You know, we're adopting, of course, at Common Power, billboard advertising in the last 6 months. And so I'm a fan of billboards.
Yeah, they're like giant yard signs.
That's what they are. They're like an enormous yard sign.
But they work.
Imagine if you came home, like, you're like, hey, honey, I got a big yard sign. Okay, like last year
And
I
it's
come
a
up with Lisa,
billboard?
and it's like a billboard because we have a Black Lives Matter sign in our front yard, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting our Harris Walls sign. But
Okay.
what if it was like gigantic, right?
What if you had those like donkeys for Harris or whatever? Yeah, that would be outrageous. Don't do that. You would do it. Okay, so, okay, wow. This is
Oh.
interesting.
A special 9/11 billboard fundraiser with that
the
Republican,
mayor from Mesa.
the Mayor Mesa.
That was the speaker.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then there's another one. There's okay. But Arizona's gonna, I mean, this is a big deal. Because Arizona's a massive swing state.
Right, Arizona. I think Arizona looks strong for Harris. Like not by a ton, but I feel like some states that don't get much attention. Arizona, I mean, it's a battleground state, but people generally talk about Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania.
Right.
Right. But if you talk about Arizona and North Carolina, I think the Dems got a great shot in those states and in Georgia, in those states.
In Nevada.
Yeah, in Nevada.
Yeah.
Things have really shifted towards the Dems with the arrival of Harris. And in Nevada and in Arizona, there are these pro-abortion, pro-choice
Yeah.
ballot initiatives.
And those alone are probably gonna tip the balance. That plus the unions that are supporting Harris. I think that does it for us there. There's a lot of concern about the tie and then who's gonna get Nebraska, but that tie requires Trump to win Nevada and Arizona. And it's I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I really don't think it's gonna happen. I actually don't think the race is gonna be that close. Listen, I'm gonna say it now. Okay, everyone's worried about polls. Okay, what's gonna continue to happen is that the polls are gonna show that it's further and further away. Okay, that's what I think. And I think that this dude's gonna lose by a lot. He's gonna lose by a lot. Now we're probably gonna struggle in places where voter suppression's been perfected. So Texas is scary. We're gonna have more voters for us in Texas, but voter suppression is so strong that they're gonna like throw out 100,000 votes or whatever.
Yeah.
Georgia's also another one.
Yeah.
Where even though they broke with him last cycle, what they basically told him was that they don't want to do anything illegal, so change the laws.
Uh-huh.
And so since last cycle, they've been changing laws.
Yeah.
So that it's now legal for Brad Raffensperger to find him 11,780 votes.
Yeah.
So I think that those two states are, but everywhere else, I think we're gonna spank his pants.
Wow. I would like to believe that. Every time I kind of start to think like Harris has got this, you just don't know what's going to happen. Russian interference, right? Russian interference, voter suppression. You got a debate coming up next week. Are we doing a debate watch?
We're doing a debate watch at a pub in Seattle, but everyone else in Seattle is doing debate watch parties. They're copying us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Here, I want to show folks something. Hey, I'm gonna toss this to you.
What is this? David's exploring the office. This is what happens when you don't come in. Okay, but you don't come in the office enough. You come in and it's all brand new to you. Okay, this is our pillow that we have, Common Power pillow, the vote pillow. He's grabbing boards and everything from across the room. This is fascinating. What do you got?
Look, this is a big poster board. I love posters. Charles used to make fun of my posters and stuff, and now they're all over the place. It's obviously my influence. And I heard Common Power in 2023 at a glance.
Yes.
Common Power mobilizes volunteers for voters across the country. And like, these are just some numbers. These are some pictures.
You want to read the numbers? Yeah.
30,246 doors. This is 2023, huh?
Yeah,
500,000 voters contacted.
that's right.
15 trips, 22 races, 21 wins.
Pretty good.
Damn.
Pretty good record.
300 plus volunteers. How many are we going for this year?
Wait, and then 15 next year.
Yeah, 15
Okay.
next gen leaders.
So this year, almost 100,000 doors, over 100,000 doors we're going for this year. Voters contacted, maybe less because we're not doing so many virtual things.
Okay.
So
okay,
you
sure,
get that 500,000 because you're texting like 10,000 people at a time. Okay, so this will be lower, but these are the ones that make the difference. These matter less right now because voters are going to be inundated with stuff on their phone all the time, and
All the
calls
time.
and everything.
Sure.
Trips, we're actually doing, with weekends involved. So long trips plus weekends of action, like we're doing in Washington State, Maryland. Terry's running Maryland.
New
trips.
York.
New York, there's Victoria, she's running New York trips. This will be 50 in the fall,
50?
alone,
5-0.
50, and we've already done 11 states this year already,
Okay.
and probably 15 trips already. So I don't know how many races is this?
I don't know, man. If you had an
100?
average of like 3 races per state, right?
It's like 100 with all the down ballot stuff.
Yeah.
This is easily in the triple figures. Wins also going to be 100.
Yeah.
Same number. It's gonna be the same number of wins and races. No. This is a big one. Volunteers this year are gonna be upwards of 800. And our stretch goal, Ben said is 1,000 or something. Was she say
Okay.
1,200?
1,200, she
She
said.
said 1,200.
1,200 been good.
So, and this is, we're already, our Slack, our volunteer Slack has 850 people on it and
Wow.
counting.
Wow.
Okay, I want to say like 3 weeks ago, there were 790 on there. Something like that. So this is growing like crazy. And then there are already 800 and some people signed up to travel. 807 signups.
Wow.
Next gen leaders. So we had, so what we realized is that we've got, consistently 1/3 of our next gen folks who come through Action Academy end up traveling with us every single year. But that means this year is that we've got 40 to 50 that are going to be traveling already. They've already signed up
Wow.
to be sponsored.
So this poster, which has like, poster board and people firm in the back, okay?
Yeah, people know what that is.
Okay,
People,
so
people are aware.
Look, when Charles and I started to hang out and become a team, Charles has been teasing me about posters and hard copies, printouts, paper, anything, like since the beginning, okay? But I just want this, like, let the record show, okay? That these are all over our office, they're everywhere. And like, they're tangible, it's like getting a newspaper, all right? And so really, really proud of Charles and how he's grown over time to.
I just want to show, this is our website right here. And, this is, we're doing this still too. We're doing both, David, because you know why? Because common power is about coming together across difference.
It is.
Okay, so I'm gonna move towards you and you're gonna move towards me. Oh, there's Emma. Hey, get the door, David. There's Emma.
Okay.
Emma's running the, she's helping to run the relationship with Goodwill for voter reg project that's piping up. You doing the crates? Okay, Jessica's in the back. You might want to grab her. Okay, Dave, we're going long on this. We gotta wrap up. What time is it? 12:31. We got a meeting, man.
We got a meeting about a top secret project.
Okay, you can't just say that. You can't just say top secret. 'cause
Look, did you see vote on this side?
We
Did you
did.
show them that part
I
too?
showed them the.
Pillow. Mike Lindell, maybe Mike Lindell. The pillow dude, okay?
No, listen, Mike Lindell shaved his mustache off to be incognito, okay, and then got in an argument with a child.
Did he really?
Yes, he did on camera. Mike Lindell's not joining us. He's not going for Harris anytime soon.
All right,
He's going to jail. That's where he's going.
all right. Okay, hey, well, Republicans for Harris, we need you, all right? And we need everybody's time and treasure. The only way we're
Do you think
getting,
Republicans watch this?
yeah, we totally do. They totally do. 800 plus volunteers right now. Ben's got us set at 1,200. That's our stretch goal. We need folks. Invite somebody. And time and treasure, folks. We're saying pillows, and pillows are awesome. Okay,
That's not
I'm
what,
taking this with me.
that's not what the treasure's for. All right. I mean,
That's not what the treasure is. True.
the
It's not-
treasure's not for the pillows.
It's not. No.
We're out. We're
Yeah,
out.
just go ahead and down here.
I did.
Thanks.